There once lived a wise and aging king who ruled over a peaceful kingdom known for its gardens, especially the royal orchard filled with the rarest golden apples. Every autumn, when the apples ripened, their fragrance spread across the land. But one year, the king noticed something strange. Each morning, one of the apples went missing. At first he blamed thieves or servants, but after several nights of guards keeping watch, the apples still disappeared. The king grew restless and ordered his 3 sons to solve the mystery. The eldest prince volunteered first. He was confident, proud, and believed nothing could outsmart him. He hid behind the orchard wall one night, sword in hand. But as midnight passed, a soft golden glow appeared among the apple trees. The prince felt warmth in the air. Before he could even look up, the glow intensified, and a sudden wave of drowsiness overcame him. Within moments, he fell asleep. The next morning, another apple was gone. The second prince, determined to prove himself better than his brother, tried the next night. He stayed awake longer, gripping his spear tightly. But the same warm golden light drifted through the trees, and his eyelids became heavy. He, too, fell asleep, and by dawn, another apple had vanished. The king was now furious. He looked at his youngest son, Prince Adrian, who was gentle, thoughtful, and often underestimated by the court. Adrian volunteered to try. Unlike his brothers, he took no weapon. He carried only a cloak, water, and a small lantern. That night, when the orchard grew silent, he walked among the trees and sat beneath the largest apple tree. Hours passed. The moon rose higher. Adrian kept himself awake by humming softly. And then he saw it, a magnificent, radiant golden bird gliding through the branches. Its feathers shimmered like molten sunlight, its wings left tiny sparks trailing behind. The bird perched on a branch, plucked a golden apple, and prepared to fly away. Adrian quickly lunged forward, grabbing its tail. A single feather broke off and fell into his hands as the bird escaped into the dark sky. The feather glowed so brightly it lit the whole orchard. Adrian brought it to the king, who was astonished. The royal advisors whispered that whoever captured the golden bird would bring unimaginable prosperity to the kingdom. The king, greedy for glory, ordered his sons to find and capture the bird. Each prince set out in a different direction, but only Adrian traveled wisely. On the first day of his journey, he reached a deep forest. There, by a quiet stream, sat a fox with soft silver fur and bright amber eyes. To Adrian's shock, the fox spoke. "I know why you are here," it said gently. "You seek the golden bird. If you follow my advice, you will succeed. If you ignore it, you will fail like many before you." Adrian nodded respectfully, unlike his arrogant brothers would have done. "Tell me what to do." The fox explained that the golden bird was kept in a distant kingdom inside a golden cage, but he must not touch that cage. He should take the bird in a simple wooden cage placed nearby, or he would trigger an alarm. Adrian agreed and climbed onto the fox's back, who transported him swiftly through enchanted woods and mountains. When they reached the foreign castle, Adrian snuck into the aviary at night. It was just as the fox had said. The golden bird stood inside a golden cage glowing beautifully. But nearby, a plain wooden cage seemed unworthy of such a magnificent creature. Adrian hesitated. Surely the king would prefer the golden cage too. Tempted by the beauty, he reached for the golden bars. Alarms sounded instantly. Guards rushed in, captured him, and brought him before their king, an old ruler with sharp eyes. The king was angered by Adrian's intrusion. But seeing his noble expression, he agreed to spare his life on one condition. "You will bring me the golden horse," the king said, "a creature faster than the wind. Then I will give you the golden bird." Adrian had no choice but to accept. He left with the fox again, ashamed of not listening. The fox sighed but helped him. This time, he warned Adrian that the golden horse must be taken from its stable but not with its golden saddle. Adrian must use the old leather saddle instead. They traveled far across deserts and rivers until they reached the kingdom that owned the golden horse. When Adrian found it, the horse shone like polished sunlight. But right beside it lay a stunning golden saddle, decorated with jewels. Believing the horse deserved to be taken in its glory, Adrian ignored the fox's advice again. He reached for the golden saddle. Snow-white lightning flashed. Bells rang. Soldiers stormed the stable and captured him. He was brought before yet another king, who demanded a bargain. "I will give you the golden horse," he said, "if you bring me Princess Alara, the most extraordinary maiden in the world." She escaped my kingdom, and I want her returned. Adrian felt his heart tighten. Capturing a maiden like a prisoner felt wrong, but he had no choice. He agreed and left with the fox. The fox scolded him gently. You failed twice because you didn't trust me. If you fail again, you may not return. Adrian bowed his head. I'm sorry. I will listen this time. The fox guided him to a peaceful meadow where Princess Alara lived in a small cottage with an elderly woman. When Adrian saw her, he understood why the king wanted her back, not because of beauty alone, but because she possessed a rare magical gift. She kept plants alive, healed animals, and brought calm wherever she walked. Adrian approached her kindly and explained everything: the bird, the horse, his failures, and the king's threats. Instead of fear, Alara looked thoughtful. You are different from other princes, she said softly. I will come with you, but not to be imprisoned. We will go together and choose our path. With Alara beside him, Adrian returned to the kingdom demanding her. The fox whispered, tell the king she wishes to say goodbye to the old woman first. When Adrian repeated this, the king agreed. But as they prepared to leave, the old woman, who was actually a powerful enchantress, cast a spell that transported them away from the cruel king's realm entirely. They returned directly to the kingdom of the Golden Horse. Seeing Adrian with the princess, the second king honored his promise and gave him the Golden Horse. With the horse, the trio returned to the kingdom of the Golden Bird. The first king was astonished but demanded the bird immediately. As Adrian handed it over, the fox suddenly appeared, broke the bird's golden cage, and revealed that it was never trapped. The golden bird sang freely, and the king's greed melted into shame. He let Adrian go. At last, Adrian returned to his own kingdom with Princess Alara, the golden horse, and the golden bird flying overhead. His brothers, who had failed on their journeys, were astonished. The king, seeing Adrian's bravery, kindness, and wisdom, declared him the rightful heir to the throne. Adrian married Alara. The golden bird blessed the orchard so they never lost another apple, and prosperity flourished across the land. But Adrian never forgot the fox. He searched every forest until he found him again. The fox bowed. You succeeded because you learned when to be brave and when to listen. Adrian hugged him, and the fox finally transformed into a human, the spellbound prince of an ancient land freed at last. The young prince had saved more lives than he knew. From that day on, the kingdom lived in peace, guided by a ruler who had learned through mistakes, courage, and friendship that the greatest treasure was not a bird, a horse, or even a crown, but wisdom.